From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Monday, November 4th. You may have noticed it got lighter out earlier this morning. We fell back when it came to the time change, and we're starting out really mild outside. We're going to get to the mid-70s today. Winds will be gusting, could be up to 30 miles per hour, and you may see some rain. Get ready for rain on Election Day.
Worried about letting someone else pick out the perfect avocado for your perfect impress them on the third date guacamole? Well, good thing Instacart shoppers are as picky as you are. They find ripe avocados like it's their guac on the line. They are milk expiration date detectives. They bag eggs like the 12 precious pieces of cargo they are. So let Instacart shoppers overthink your groceries so that you can overthink what you'll wear on that third date. Download the Instacart app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders, while supplies last. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
Whether you're scouring business financial sites or listening to economics podcasts like this one till your ears ring, you'll find there's no surefire secret to successfully managing your company's finances for the future. It turns out you might just need to pair with PNC Corporate and Institutional Banking, whose team of dedicated relationship managers bring 160 years of experience, pragmatic advice, and an array of tools and tech to scale to any size business. In fact, they're so tuned in to what you need, they knew you'd be listening to this podcast. As for that ringing in your ears, that's the brilliant sound of success. PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC and PNC Bank are registered marks of the PNC Financial Services Group, Inc., PNC. Copyright 2024, the PNC Financial Services Group, Inc., all rights reserved.
Today is your last chance to vote early. News 8's Brittany Noble is at the City County building in Indianapolis, where people who live in Marion County can vote this morning.
It ends at noon. You can see it's getting kind of busy in here. The poll workers are here, and there have been people in line here since about 6:30 this morning. We have Kate Sweeney Bell, the Marion County clerk, with us this morning, and you were just outside.
I was.
Tell us what this.
Some gates.
What does it look like out there?
Voters want to vote. I've been letting folks know that also we're open tomorrow from 6 to 6 at 186 sites across the county, and anyone can visit vote.indy.gov to see the location closest to them, because a voter doesn't have to go to their home precinct. They can go to any place in the county as long as they have their ID.
If people want to file their early vote today, any tips for them?
Wear comfortable shoes and maybe a raincoat. I have not seen the weather report, but being outside, it feels a little heavy out there.
And there's an increased amount of voters in Marion County this year compared to 2020.
Absolutely. So far this year, 132,000 in-person early voters have visited and given us their opinion, compared to 4 years ago where we were just about 130,000.
And again, it is so important for you to have your valid ID when you come here to vote. Yep. And if you need any more details about this process, you can, of course, go to our website. That's wishtv.com. I'm Brittany Noble for Wish TV, wishtv.com. Follow us on Facebook for updates.
In the presidential race, the closing stretch for the candidates hits familiar ground. Kamala Harris is set to spend the entire day in Pennsylvania, the swing state that could hold the key to victory for either side. Donald Trump is set to hit Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Michigan.
Ready? In one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime, and we have momentum. It is on our side. Can you feel it?
With your vote on Tuesday, I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of criminals coming into our country, and I will bring back the American dream. We're going to bring back the American dream.
The divisive nature of the race has several states putting National Guard troops on standby for the possibility of political unrest. One key concern is the security of ballot drop boxes. A man is accused of burning 2 of them in the Pacific Northwest. A police chase in Carmel ends with a wrong-way crash and a man under arrest. You can see the aftermath of the wreck on wishtv.com. Police say 31-year-old Raheem Murray was taken into custody yesterday. Officers say that they started chasing him but stopped when he started driving south on Keystone in the northbound lanes. Eventually, police say he hit another car, then tried to run, but officers caught him. Murray and the driver of the car are said to be okay. Officers say they found a suitcase with several bags of marijuana at the scene. Murray's now facing multiple charges. Attorneys for Richard Allen are using video of him in jail as part of their defense as the Delphi Murders trial resumes this morning. IT8's Kyla Russell takes us through the weekend testimony from the Carroll County Courthouse.
The jury saw 15 camcorder videos of suspect Richard Allen inside the Westville Correctional Facility, although the screen was turned away and no one from the public was able to view. The videos admitted into evidence without sound were shown on a large screen, moved near the jury and angled away from the gallery. Defense attorney Brad Rosie said the decision was made to respect the dignity of multiple people involved. The jury watched as the prosecution moved chairs to view. Richard Allen did not watch. Special Judge Fran Gohl said the video was explicit. 4 of them contained nudity and others show him being transported or receiving medical attention. A few lasted over half an hour. The prosecution continually objected to showing the videos, while the jury took notes intently, several of them raising their eyebrows. The defense's intern Max Baker sat on the stand as they played. He compiled those videos. State Police Superintendent Doug Carter also shortly took the stand. He said he played a supporting role during the investigation into the girls' deaths and confirmed the FBI stopped being involved in the search for the killer in August of 2021. That was his decision. He stepped down after 10 minutes and was released from his subpoena. We do expect the jury to see more videos from inside the Westville Correctional Facility, specifically inside of Richard Allen's cell. That will come next week. Reporting here in Delphi, I'm Kyla Russell for Wish TV. WishTV.com or follow us on Facebook for updates.
You can catch up on the Delphi Murders trial at WishTV.com. There you can read our live blog throughout the day and keep up with every moment of the trial.
I think Indianapolis went all out, kind of celebrating Swift and welcoming everybody from all over the country, and we just had an incredible time.
With songs still ringing in their ears and memories, fans are gushing over Taylor Swift's series of shows in Indianapolis. Swift said on stage that her crowds broke the all-time concert attendance record for Lucas Oil Stadium. Many of the visiting Swifties are now headed home. Thousands of people are flying out of Indianapolis this morning. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez is at the airport where a lot of fans took off early this morning.
Right, airport officials say that the busiest period this morning would have been between 5 and 6 in the morning. That's when most of the passengers today have already flown out. Today, an estimated 21,000 people will be heading out of Indianapolis. Right now, it appears that the wait times to get through the TSA are sitting at about 3 minutes. Even though that's the case, the airport officials are still urging you to show up a full 2 hours before your flight just to make sure you have enough time to get through security. Taylor Swift's weekend here in Indy will certainly cap off a major travel year for the airport. In August, officials announced 5 of the top 10 busiest days happened in the first half of 2024, due in large part to the NBA All-Star Game, the Indy 500, and the Olympic swim trials. I spoke to a group of Swifties earlier this morning who flew into Indianapolis yesterday for night 3 of the Eras Tour. One says they were blown away by the welcome Indy gave them.
It was absolutely incredible. I mean, start to finish, we had the best day ever. Even just getting ready in the hotel room, then going to see all the Swiftie stuff downtown, hanging out in the stadium, waiting for merch, and then the concert was phenomenal start to finish.
Today is expected to be one of the busiest days at the airport for the whole year. Passenger traffic is nearing that of Memorial Day, when about 22,000 people flew out of that day. The day after this year's Indy 500, including Air Travel Visit Indy, projects somewhere about 200,000 people came to Indianapolis this weekend for the Eras Tour. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Hernan Gutierrez, Wish TV, WishTV.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Boeing union workers will vote today on the company's latest contract offer. The new deal involves a 38% raise over 4 years. That's more money than last month's offer, but is still shy of the 40% that strikers are demanding. Boeing is also offering a ratification bonus of up to $12,000. Some workers seem ready to accept the deal, while others are still holding out.
For me personally, it's okay. Could it be better? Absolutely.
I don't care how long it takes. That's why I'm out here. I want my pension back. Don't care how much money Boeing is losing.
Union leaders are warning that this deal might be the best they can do. Experts say this is the most expensive strike for the U.S. economy this century. The Colts' strong defense was not enough to beat the Vikings in prime time. Kenny Moore scored the Colts' only touchdown on a fumble return in the first half. The Colts' offense, led by the new starting quarterback Joe Flacco, struggled. He threw for just 179 yards. Colts fall to the Vikings 21-13 and dropped to 4-5 on the season. Despite the loss, Flacco is still the Colts' starting quarterback going forward. Our team talked to the coach and the stars immediately after the loss. News 8's Andrew Chernoff found a team struggling to give its defense a rest.
Just an absolutely brutal night for the Indianapolis Colts on the national stage here inside U.S. Bank Stadium. The Vikings beating Indianapolis 21-13 with Indy now 4-5 on the season. And the big storyline last night, the Colts' struggles on offense. It finished with only 227 yards of offense and never found the end zone on the offensive side of the ball. That, of course, coming the same week in which the Colts announced Anthony Richardson was benched and Joe Flacco was going to start at quarterback going forward. I actually asked Shane Steichen after the game if he ever thought about putting Richardson in the game last night while Flacco was struggling, and he answered simply no.
Obviously very disappointing going on the road, not getting it done. It starts with myself. I'm the head coach. Everything that's on that field, I'm in charge of, so I wasn't good enough for the guys tonight.
I think anytime you have a day like we had tonight, you know, like you're probably surprised a little bit that you weren't able to get it going, because you know they obviously did a really good job against us tonight. So you know coming in here against a team like this, it's going to be difficult, but I don't think you ever anticipate something like that.
You definitely don't want to be 4-5, but we got the, you look at the roster, we have the pieces, but like I said, for us on offense, like offensively, we got to stay on the field. We got to find ways to stay on the field. We just got to put a complete game together, and we've just been unable to do that all year.
Obviously, some things to build on, some things that happy that we were able to get to, but at the end of the day, we judge from wins and losses. So, we made plays, but, for a minute, could have got off the ball, so couldn't get off the field. So it is what it is. We just got to get back to the drum board and be better next time.
Here's the thing, though. The clock has not struck zero yet on the Indianapolis Colts season. They are, of course, 4-5 and right in the thick of things in the AFC playoff race. But they do know they have to play much better if they hope to make a playoff run. And the schedule does not get any easier as the Buffalo Bills come to town next Sunday. In Minneapolis, Andrew Chernoff, Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
IU football is now ranked number 8 in the AP poll. The team is now 9-0 for the first time in program history after winning against Michigan State 47-10 on Saturday. This is IU football's highest ranking in a non-pandemic season since the Hoosiers were number 4 in the last poll of 1967. Notre Dame fell 2 spots to number 10 in the latest poll. A true icon in entertainment has died. Quincy Jones built his legacy boosting the careers of notably but not only Michael Jackson, creating some of music's most lasting hits in the process. Sarah Seidner takes us through his story from the very start.
As the man behind some of music's most memorable hits, Quincy Jones was one of the most Grammy-nominated artists of all time.
When you do what you love, it's not work.
Born Quincy Delight Jones Jr. on the south side of Chicago in 1933, Jones found his passion for music when his family moved to Seattle in the late 40s. Jones took a job with the Lionel Hampton Band as its trumpet player. He worked steadily with musical greats like Sarah Vaughan, Count Basie, Duke Ellington, Dinah Washington, and his friend Ray Charles.
We didn't think about money or fame ever.
During the 60s, Jones began writing film scores for movies such as The Pawnbroker, In Cold Blood, and In the Heat of the Night. He even crafted iconic themes for the TV shows Ironside and Sanford & Son. The in-demand musician even arranged and conducted his friend Frank Sinatra's second album with Count Basie, It Might As Well Be Swing. The 1964 album included Old Blue Eye's hit song, Fly Me to the Moon.
Fly me to the moon. And we had the best time. It's like being on another planet with him. Frank would say, Q, Live every day like it's the last, and one day you'll be right.
Jones suffered 2 brain aneurysms in 1974 that nearly took his life. He recovered and went right back to work. He produced albums for Aretha Franklin, George Benson, and Michael Jackson's first solo effort, Off the Wall, in 1979. Jones' successful collaboration with MJ also led to Thriller in 1982. It became the best-selling album of all time. The dynamic duo teamed up again in 1985 with We Are the World.
I like to think about the studio as a place that's real sacred, where magical things happen. Hopefully, that's what great records are supposed to be about.
Good night, Phil.
He produced his first film, The Color Purple, in 1985. The drama earned 11 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture. Q, as his friends called him, seemed to always have a good idea. He created Quincy Jones Entertainment in 1990. The following year, he produced the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air TV series, starring rapper turned actor Will Smith.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down.
You never think of retiring, do you? Never. When you retire, you travel and you do what you like to do, and I'm already doing it.
In early 2013, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame honored Q for his exemplary contributions to music.
I worked with every major artist in the world in the last 60 years. It's a blessing, man. It is. You have to take the light part of your life, wipe out the darkness.
That was Sarah Seidner reporting. Quincy Jones was also an honorary IU Hoosier. Jones spoke at the commencement in Bloomington in 2010. The same year, the school awarded him an honorary doctorate in music. This has been your News 8 Daily. From Wish TV, I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook for updates.
With Credit Karma, finding the right credit card for you is easy. Our app analyzes user profiles to suggest personalized recommendations. Visit creditkarma.com today to explore cards tailored to your needs. Credit Karma, simplifying your financial choices.
Are you looking for stories of business innovation and resilience? Right now, you can tune into the Wondery podcast, How I Built This, to catch bonus episodes sponsored by Klaviyo. These episodes explore the journeys of up-and-coming entrepreneurial phenoms like Fishwife, diving deep into some of the practical challenges businesses face. With the insight of some special guests. You won't want to miss this. So, are you ready to get inspired? Check out How I Built This, sponsored by Klaviyo, wherever you get your podcasts. And make every moment count with Klaviyo. Learn more at klaviyo.com/BFCM.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.